Hello buddy, it's Bendominator and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over a ton of really interesting leaks. But before we get into the video, if you guys enjoy the content, be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new because I make videos like this all the time. And if you want to go a step further and support me even more, you can use my supported creator code Bendominator in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. Alright, so let's go ahead and get right into the video. So the first I ever personally saw of this leak was by a leaker on Twitter named Acco Fortnite News, and they pretty much posted a tweet saying an insider that has been consistent with previous information has teased some upcoming leaks, not only for Season 8, but for Chapter 3 as well. And he posted another tweet showing off the original Reddit post that he got all this information from. And while multiple leaks are claiming that this leaker has been right about a lot in the past, I still personally am going to be taking all this information with a grain of salt. So just be sure to keep that in mind. I'm going to be going through this whole Reddit post talking about each point that they make in this post, and after each point I'll be discussing whether or not I think that it's likely or unlikely to actually happen. But again, take all this information with a grain of salt, because we're never truly able to know if a leak is actually real until it actually ends up happening. So let's go ahead and get right into the post here. So the first point on this Reddit post here says that Ariana Grande will be coming soon and will have an in-game concert, which has apparently already been tested by Epic Games. Now, this is an interesting one because this is an idea that's been flowing around the Fortnite community for a very long time now, and it would be interesting to see this happen in game, but me personally, I don't believe this one. I don't think we're going to be seeing Ariana Grande anytime soon. Now, I do believe that it'll probably come as a skin at some point. I don't know if it'll have a concert or anything, but I feel like we're gonna get the skin someday, but I don't think it's happening anytime soon, especially because of how popular the kind of idea of it is going around. It seems too good to be true for a majority of the community. So yeah, for this first point, I actually don't really see this happening, at least in my opinion. I don't think it's going to, but maybe it'll happen someday, who knows. Alright, so the next point says members of the Justice League and Suicide Squad will be added to the game. Don't know which characters will be added, / characters still being cleared by legal. And honestly, this is such a broad claim to the point where, yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed. Like, yeah, of course we're gonna see more DC skins coming to the game. So yeah, while it's not a super bold leak, I do think that it is actually going to come to the game. I just feel like it's a given for them to eventually introduce more DC skins. So the next one says that Epic is currently trying to get Naruto into the game for the Season 8 Battle Pass. And this one's a bit iffy for me. I feel like this could happen, but at the same time, it is a bit weird. This has been another thing that's kind of been circling the community for a very long time now. And while I wouldn't be surprised to see this into the game, I just feel like this isn't really a true leak because this is just such a popular fan theory. I feel like when it comes to collaborations, Epic usually doesn't do what we're all expecting or wanting them to do. So for that reason, I really don't think Naruto is actually going to be a skin anytime soon, mainly just because everybody's expecting it to happen. But I don't know, that might just be me. This just seems like something that anybody could have come up with, not really an official leak. It also says right under that Season 8 will include an explosive kunai weapon, and I'm not really exactly sure what that is, but if it's related to Naruto in any way, again, I don't think it's actually going to happen. But this is where the leaks actually get very interesting. So the next section says upcoming season / chapter news. The cube will return at the end of Season 7, controlled by an unknown queen character that will play a part in Chapter 3. Now already this sounds like another crazy fan theory. Of course, a lot of people have already been speculating that the cube is going to return, but really, I just don't know how I feel about that. I don't really have any strong opinion either way, whether I think it will or will not happen. If this does end up happening, I wouldn't be surprised, but this is another one of those leaks that's really playing it safe. Besides the part about that whole queen character thing, I really don't know about that one, and the fact that they say that the story is going to continue into Chapter 3. I really doubt that. Fortnite's really bad at continuing their storylines past 1 or 2 seasons, so I doubt if they introduced a storyline in Season 8, it would actually carry over to Season 3. But I could see the cube returning. I mean, it's definitely possible, but if the leak ends up being true, I don't think that gives a lot of credibility to the leaker, because it's such a safe prediction to make. And the next leak is yet another extremely safe one, saying that Chapter 3 will redesign the map completely. And yes, of course, I think that if we do get a Chapter 3, it will most likely be an entirely new map, just like Chapter 2 was. And in fact, there's probably going to be a lot more different than just the map as well. But that is if we even get a Chapter 3. Everyone is pretty much expecting a Chapter 3 by the end of Season 10 of this chapter. And while I do think that that will happen, there's a possibility that it doesn't. But yeah, it's very likely that we actually get a Chapter 3 just because Epic probably knows that a lot of people are going to be expecting it. But the main reason they made Chapter 2 is because the Chapter 1 map was too limiting for them. And now that they have the Chapter 2 map, I don't think they really have much holding them back. But just because of consistency, I'm sure they're probably going to release a Chapter 3 just to appease the fans. But I do think that it's important to consider that there's a possibility that they won't. But anyways, moving on, the next point of the leak says that the location of the 7 will be revealed in Chapter 3. And honestly, the whole 7 storyline has been so slowly drip-fed to us that I could honestly expect them to reveal the location of them at the very end of Chapter 3. If they even choose to reveal that at all. So I think this one could definitely be true, but again, it's a very easy prediction to make. I mean, it's possible that their location gets revealed at any point in time, if ever. I will say I don't have a whole lot of faith that we're actually going to learn a lot of the backstory about the 7 or where they come from, but we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, now here is an actually bold prediction. This one says that Season 8 will include something called the Sideways, and it would release monsters into the game. And this theory just feels extremely random to me, to the point where I don't necessarily believe this one. But if this one did come true, that would give this leaker a lot of credibility, because this is definitely a very bold prediction. But same goes with the next one, saying that Ridable Monsters / mechs will come to the island at some point, probably not this season. And Epic already knows how we feel about mechs, but Ridable Monsters would be interesting. But this seems like another theory that's kind of branched off the fact that we didn't get Ridable Raptors, so let me just predict that we'll get Ridable Monsters in the future. Seems a little safe, but out there at the same time, so it's a little weird for me, but again, I don't think this one will come true. So overall, this entire leak feels like it's playing it incredibly safe, other than those last 2 bullet points. Now, if those last 2 bullet points actually come true, that could give a lot more credibility to this leaker. But as it stands right now, even if a lot of these things were to come true, so many of them are such safe predictions that I feel like they would just be lucky guesses at that point. But just keep in mind, I am very skeptical when it comes to leaking, and I feel like it's one of those things that I always want to take with a grain of salt. I don't like to believe anything until I actually see it. And this leak just feels like it kind of came out of nowhere. And while people claim that this person has got things right in the past, I'm curious to know what those things were. Because if they're as safe as a lot of these predictions on this list are, then it's possible that those things were merely just really easy predictions to make, and not actual leaks. But I don't know, because I haven't seen the previous leaks by this person. All I know is that a few credible leakers have stated that this person has gotten things right in the past. But what I'm seeing here is that these are a lot of very safe predictions to make. Doesn't necessarily seem like actual real leaks to me. But again, I am very skeptical when it comes to leaks like this, and I'm curious, what do you guys think about these leaks? Do you think they're true? Do you think they're false? Do you think they're playing it too safe? Do you think they're going too out there? I'm really curious to know your thoughts. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, because I make videos like this all the time. If you really want to support me, you can use my supporter creator code, Bendominator, in the Fortnite item shop. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.